It's Sunday. Can we start with a prayer? No. No. Nope. No. All right, but let's start with some news. All right. So, this story, I'm going to be the buzzkill for this story. I'm going to be the motherfucker who says things that we don't need, no one else wants to hear. But I'm going to be the parent in the room. And let's go. 2-year-old orders 31 cheeseburgers after mom leaves phone unlocked. Man, this is like the intersection of like everything I talk about on my show. Like 1, capitalism. 2, like bad parenting. 3, like the ease of access to horrible food. 4, there's a lot more. But anyway, they take this really good photo of the 2-year-old digging the fuck in. But I'm going to be the buzzkill. So I'm sure this kid's having a great day with this photo op. But, let's read here. And let's take a look at this kind of stuff. A Texas mother learned an important lesson about leaving her phone unlocked after her 2-year-old son accidentally ordered 31. I'm going to be... accidentally is putting it lightly, right? Like the kid was like, I wonder how many times I can click the button and the number goes up. Anyway, after her 2-year-old son accidentally ordered 31 McDonald's cheeseburgers from DoorDash. Now, I just want to say, McDonald's, let's be honest.
No good, really bad for you.
So, just throwing that out there. On Monday, Kelsey Golden. Imagine your last name is Golden. Can I change my last name to Golden? That's great. Who works in media marketing for a school, was working on the school's annual yearbook on a computer at home. She was transferring photos from her phone to her computer when her 2-year-old son Barrett started yanking on her phone, she told CNN. Golden explained that her son loves the camera feature on her phone. He likes to look at his reflection, she said, instead of playing games or doing other activities on her phone. But this time, Barrett didn't just stare at his reflection. He starts pressing the screen, swinging it around his arm like a roller coaster, having a good time. Then, Golden received a notification that her DoorDash order was taking longer than usual, which is unusual, because although she sometimes ordered DoorDash for her 2 older children's lunches at school, that morning she had packed their lunches. A work colleague furthered the confusion when she told Golden that her children were indeed eating their packed lunches at school. No DoorDash in sight. Right as she said that, I was outside playing with Barrett on the porch. She said a car pulls up, and I was like, what? So I went over to it, and she gets out a giant McDonald's bag and is like, 31 cheeseburgers? Okay, so I just want to say, this poor DoorDash employee, right? This DoorDash employee is thinking like, right, like the people that work at this McDonald's are thinking, right? The DoorDash person is like, I guess they're not employees, right? They're technically just like, they're contracted, like, independent contractors or whatever their fucking stupid garbage is. But anyway, so they're all like, and then the parent is like, right? So everyone involved is just utterly confused. At first, Golden said she thought the delivery driver was at the wrong house. Then it dawned on me that Barrett was playing with my phone. She said, I went back and looked at my phone, and an order was placed at the time he was playing on my phone. I thought, oh my gosh, he really did this! The accidental order was even more out of place because, quote, no one in our family likes cheeseburgers, said Golden. So she posted on her town Facebook page offering free cheeseburgers. It kind of blew up from there. One woman came by. She was pregnant and wanted 6 of them. She said, no judgment. She added that she also donated some cheeseburgers to her neighbors. The total order came out to $91.70, in part because Barrett left a really generous 25% tip. There you go. I mean, hey, the kid is doing something right. And also, shout outs to the parent for making the best of a bad situation. She said she had no idea that the mishap would go viral. On Friday, she and Barrett were invited to a meetup with McDonald's staff where her son was able to meet the company's mascots. Oh, Jesus. Golden hopes that her son's fluke order helps brighten people's days. I hope it spreads a little humor in a sad, dark world. So I just want to say, the parent, you know what? I'm in. The parent, that's like the best way to handle this situation. Really good job. Okay, so I just want to say, good on the parent. Really cool. But also, I want to extrapolate. I got to be the buzzkill here. I want to extrapolate a little bit. On how this is even possible. So now I will be the first one to admit, when I get really fucking stoned, sometimes I'm gonna buy some Taco Bell, and sometimes, when I'm really fucking high, right, I'm just gonna press the plus button on whatever application. Just gonna press the plus button a couple more times. And then when I'm, viewing the order in the cart, you know what? Just gonna press the plus button a couple more. You know what? I just want to say, I am not immune to the power of this kind of stuff. But as a society, I think the ability to just order garbage food to your doorstep, I think overall this is not so good for our society. I'm just saying, right? And I'm analyzing my own behavior. I'm analyzing, the fact that these things could be accidents, right? But I swear to God, if someone sent meat to my house, I would ban you from the stream forever, and you would no longer. I would put you on a list. I would add your photos to a database. I would never want to deal with you again. Meat is bad for you. But anyway, so, I just think it's a bad idea, right? It's when you're at the grocery store, right? You actually see the food. You actually see, oh my God, how much food is this, right? When you're cooking at home, you'll see, oh, this is a lot of food, right? When you're at the fast food place, you're itself, and you're talking to a real human, right? And you say, yeah, can I get 8 tacos, and can I get 3 nacho trays? Can I get 15 nacho fries? Some people have that secondhand embarrassment, and it prevents them from doing that. But on the apps, right? It's completely our brains are not capable of perceiving how much fucking food that you're getting on these applications. I've read many stories where, it's first of all, just the concept of accidentally ordering something, right? I mean, my opinion is you should never let your kids play on your phone, at all. That's my opinion. Kids don't need to be on phones at 2 years old. I'm just saying, they just don't, get them a fucking Game Boy. When I was 2, I was playing fucking Game Boy, okay? There's no internet access, You should not be giving your 2-year-old child unfettered access to the internet. That's a horrible fucking idea. Jesus Christ. That aside, I really do think a lot of these apps are just, I think that they're really fucking bad for society. I really do. Right? Because it's also, when I'm really fucking high, right, the idea of, walking, because I don't drive, right, so the idea of walking to, a Taco Bell or wherever to get junk food, sometimes, when I'm really high, I'll walk over and, do whatever. But with the apps, right, again, it just makes it too easy. It makes bad habits way too easy. I think it's overall a net negative. That's my opinion. And I say this as someone that gets really high a lot and often ends up ordering Taco Bell on DoorDash or whatever equivalent, right? So I say that as someone who is not good at controlling myself sometimes, right? We're talking about maybe once a week, but still, that's more than if I were to walk to get junk food each time, that's more than so I'm just throwing that out there. I think that this is the intersection of a lot of runaway technology. And then we also have to point out that all of these applications like DoorDash, Grubhub, and all these fucking Instacart and all that shit, they treat their workers really bad, right? it's like, it's just like, it's not a good ecosystem. Like, the whole thing is just like a really bad fucking ecosystem. Right? So I don't know, man. I don't want to be a buzzkill. This kid looks happy, and I think the parent handled the situation really well. She went online and said, hey, there's free food. You know, it's burgers, it's meat. So is it really food? It's more like, you know, hey, here's some lead paint chips. You know, here's some fucking, like, just melted down crayons. You know, it's food, I guess, right? Like, I don't know, like, you can eat it. So I guess that makes it food. But anyway, I think the parent handled this situation in the best way. But also, like, again, unfettered access to the internet and technology at 2 years old, that in and of itself is going to create addictive patterns. That in and of itself is really horrible idea, right? But then also, again, we've got these apps and stuff, and, like, I don't know about you, but I've read so many stories, like, kids especially, right, don't know the concept of, like, how many, like what they're getting, right? So a kid is just gonna go like, oh, I want 38 fucking thousand cheeseburgers. Why? Because they love cheeseburgers, right? And, you know, because and so, like, it creates these extremely unhealthy habits, especially in children, and even in adults. Like, I never had a cell phone until I was 21 years old, and here I am addicted to my fucking cell phone. Let me check. All right. Let me check. So even adults that get involved in this kind of stuff, it's extremely addictive. And I feel like a lot of phone apps, especially when it comes around food, it's a drug. I mean, what, literally, like, ask yourself, like, you are using your cell phone, sitting at home, you're not moving, right? Like, you haven't moved in like 6 hours, let's be honest, other than maybe going to the bathroom, right? You pull out your phone, and then you could just buy a shitload of unhealthy food without really thinking about it, without seeing how much food you're buying. And then, like, next thing you know, right, it's sitting outside your door, and you're going like, that's a lot of food. Like, this is more, like, I'm eating like 60 pounds of beans here. But anyway, man, I don't want to be a buzzkill here too much, but I don't know. I think this is the intersection of a lot of really bad things. You know, good on the parent, I think, for making the best of a bad situation. But also, we need to have these conversations as a society and all of this kind of stuff. But I think that this is a total meltdown of how society is functioning. That's my opinion. But anyway, there you go. I don't want to be too much of a buzzkill, so...